Have you ever wondered what cats see at night? That time when the house is completely dark, when you can barely see your own hand in front of your face. And yet, there's your cat, calmly walking around, jumping onto high places, staring into the void as if they're seeing something you can't even imagine. That's right. Cats' eyes are true portals to a world we don't know. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly how feline night vision works, what they can actually see when we're all in the dark, and even share some fascinating facts that will blow your mind. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell. Because here, we talk about the world of cats in a fun, curious, and heartwarming way. We explore the mysteries, the behaviors, and the magic of our feline companions like no one else. Whether you're a lifelong cat lover or just starting to discover how fascinating these animals really are, this is the place for you. Every video is a journey into their mysterious little world, filled with interesting facts, surprises, and a whole lot of affection for these incredible creatures. And hey, stick around until the very end of this video, because I'm going to reveal a secret about what cats can see that humans simply can't. It's something that might just give you chills. You won't want to miss it. To begin with, yes, cats really can see in the dark, but it's not quite like the superhero-style night vision you see in movies, where everything turns colorful and crystal clear in the pitch black. What actually happens is even more fascinating. Cats have a special structure in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum. Think of it like a natural mirror behind the retina. When light enters a cat's eye, this reflective layer bounces the light back through the retina, giving the photoreceptor cells a second chance to absorb it. In simple terms, it massively boosts their ability to see in low-light conditions. Thanks to this built-in reflector, cats can utilize up to 6 times more light than the human eye. So, even in near total darkness, like the kind where we can't even see our own hand, your cat can still make out shapes, detect subtle movements, and navigate around obstacles with surprising precision. It's like they have a natural superpower, the ability to see in the dimmest, murkiest corners of the world. But the magic doesn't stop there, because the way their vision works tells us a lot about how they experience the world. And the more we understand it, the closer we get to understanding them. Picture this. You're walking through the house in the dark, feeling the walls, stumbling over everything, bumping into furniture like you're stuck in an invisible maze. Meanwhile, your cat glides through the same space with impressive grace, as if it's broad daylight. He jumps onto the couch, weaves around the table, slips between chairs, all with total ease. That's because his eyes are making the absolute most of every tiny particle of light available. Even if it's just that sliver of light from the street lamp outside sneaking through a crack in the window, or the faint glow from an electronic device across the room. A cat's eyes are incredibly sensitive, and the tiniest spark of light becomes a visual clue they know exactly how to use. And you know that glowing, almost supernatural look cats get in the dark, especially when you shine a flashlight or take a photo with flash. That's no camera trick, and it's definitely not a coincidence. That's the tapetum lucidum in action. It reflects the incoming light back through the eye, like it's saying, "Yes, I see everything." That's why their eyes seem magical, glowing like silent little beacons in the darkness. It's one of those details of nature that feels straight out of a fantasy story, but it's pure biology and absolutely fascinating. Now, if we compare a cat's vision to our own, the difference becomes pretty clear and even a bit surprising. Unlike humans, who see a wide spectrum of vivid, saturated colors, cats don't perceive the world in such vibrant tones. They have trouble distinguishing red. In fact, red may appear more like a dull brown or gray to them. The colors they see best are shades of blue and green, creating a much softer, cooler color palette. It's as if cats see the world through a gentle, desaturated filter, muted, almost pastel. But that's not a disadvantage at all. In fact, what they lack in color perception, they more than make up for with something that borders on supernatural, their ability to detect movement. While we're still squinting at the corner of the room, wondering if something just moved, or if it was our imagination, the cat has already seen it. And not just seen it. He's analyzed what it is, judged the distance, and decided whether it's a threat or a toy, all within milliseconds. That's why they react so fast to even the tiniest movements, whether it's a shadow, a flicker of light, or a tiny insect crawling by. This skill is part of their deep-rooted hunting instinct, still alive and well, even when they're curled up comfortably on the couch. Their eyes are like natural motion sensors, always alert, always ready to spring into action. And that makes the way they see the world even more fascinating. And here comes one of those curiosities that everyone loves to hear, especially cat owners who've witnessed that strange, almost mystical behavior. Many people believe that cats can see spirits. And honestly, that idea didn't just come out of nowhere. Throughout human history, cats have always been surrounded by an air of mystery. In many cultures across the world, from ancient Egypt, where they were considered sacred and even mummified, to Japanese traditions, which see them as protectors against evil, to the Celts, who associated them with gateways between worlds, cats have always held a special place between the physical and the spiritual realms. They are seen as silent guardians, spiritual protectors, beings who don't just live in our homes, but perhaps catch glimpses of other realities we're simply not equipped to see. It's as if they're always on alert, tuned into something far beyond the reach of our senses, and a big part of that belief comes from their behavior. That calm, almost meditative presence, the way they suddenly isolate themselves, as if they're slipping into another dimension. And most of all, that habit of staring into nothing. You've seen it, right? Out of nowhere, your cat stops, freezes, and stares intensely at a corner of the room, the ceiling, or a dark hallway. No sound, no visible movement. Just them and that focused, unwavering gaze. And then you find yourself looking too, trying to see what they see, trying to understand what caught their attention. But all you find is silence, and that piercing look, as if they're seeing something sacred or forbidden. Something only feline eyes are allowed to witness. These moments stir up that chilling question. Do cats really see things that we humans can't? Is that intense gaze into the darkness just another quirky feline behavior? Or is there really something else there? Science, of course, has its explanations. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing, far beyond ours, capable of detecting sounds in frequencies we can't even imagine. Their eyes are built to detect the slightest movements, even in almost complete darkness. Many of the behaviors that seem supernatural are, in truth, sharpened instincts, refined over thousands of years as expert nocturnal hunters. But even with all those explanations, there's still something about cats that feels out of reach. A silent mystery, an unspoken presence. Something about the way they move through the world makes us feel that maybe, just maybe, they really are seeing something beyond human sight. Something that brushes against the invisible, the intangible, the spiritual. And perhaps that's exactly what makes them so fascinating. It's not just what they see. It's what they make us feel when they stare back at us. Science, of course, offers a more rational explanation for these mysterious behaviors. We know that cats have extremely sensitive vision and movement detection, which allows them to pick up subtle changes that go unnoticed by humans. Their eyes are designed to capture even the smallest amount of light, making them skilled at seeing in low-light environments. They also possess acute hearing, able to detect frequencies far beyond our reach, such as the buzz of an insect, the crackling of small fibers in a fabric, or even the sound of a rodent moving at a distance. With these combined abilities, it's highly likely that cats are perceiving a range of subtle stimuli, things that we, with our limited vision, simply overlook. A shadow moving almost imperceptibly, a light flickering in the corner of the room, the sound of an insect walking in a place where we think there's nothing. These super sharp sensory perceptions make them true masters of observation, almost as if they are connected to a layer of reality that's beyond our understanding. However, the truth is that even with all these scientific explanations, there are moments when a cat's behavior defies logic. That sudden pause, the fixed gaze into nothingness, the way they can stay staring at an empty corner or looking at the ceiling for long seconds as if they are seeing something that no one else can perceive. And that's where the mystery lies. Aiyojui, feeling that's hard to define, but one that everyone who lives with cats has experienced. At times, it really does seem like they are connected to something beyond our reach, a dimension we can't touch with our human senses. And that's something science can't fully explain. Even with all its rationality, science hasn't been able to uncover all the mysteries that are part of feline nature. And perhaps that's exactly the magic of cats. They are creatures that defy simple explanations, always maintaining an aura of mystery and enigma. Maybe, deep down, that's what makes them so fascinating and captivating. No matter how much we try to understand, there will always be something about them that escapes us. Something that makes us look at them and ask, what is it that you're really seeing? Comment below if your cat has ever stared at nothing in the middle of the night, as if it were seeing a ghost. Because honestly, this happens all the time here. And I have to admit, it can be a bit creepy. I'm not sure if it's the mystery that surrounds cats or if it's our imagination fueled by all those mystical stories. But when they stare intensely at an empty spot, it really feels like they're watching something we just can't see. And honestly, who hasn't wondered if they're really seeing something beyond? Now, back to vision. There's another fascinating detail about felines. They are naturally nocturnal hunters. That's right. Even domestic cats, who live indoors and have all their needs met, still retain this instinct to hunt at night. Their nature hasn't changed, even though they're comfortable in our homes. For them, night represents the perfect hunting ground, a time of silence and darkness where their senses become even sharper. And of course, this hunting instinct doesn't vanish, even when they're well fed. That's why, many times, while you're peacefully asleep in the middle of the night, your cat is more active than ever. They might be wandering around the house, as if on a secret mission. The night is their territory. It's when they explore the corners of the house, climb on furniture, play with anything that moves, or doesn't, and of course, perform their classic move, jumping on your bed in the middle of the night. Nothing's more typical of a cat than deciding that the best time to wake you up is at 3 in the morning, meowing for no apparent reason, or running through the house like there's an invisible monster behind them, or like they're the very jaguar of the jungle. You've probably heard the phrase that cats are naturally nocturnal, and there's a reason for that. During the night, they feel the need to act like predators. And that's a characteristic deeply rooted in their DNA. The most curious thing is that while all this is happening, we humans simply fall into a deep sleep, not even realizing how active our feline friends are. Moreover, this nocturnal activity is also connected to the fact that cats, as small predators, are more efficient in the dim light. They have an excellent sense of location and direction in the dark, which makes their nighttime expeditions even more effective. They are also inherently solitary creatures, which means the night offers a sense of peace and tranquility, allowing them to go at their own pace and explore the environment without constant human presence. And there's more. Many cats love to do that random sprinting in the middle of the night as if they're being chased. It might just be a playful thing, but in many cases, it's their hunting instinct coming into play. They might be pretending to hunt a small rodent, which is actually just their own shadow. So, when you wake up in the middle of the night and see your cat sneaking around the house or climbing onto your legs, know that in their mind they're in full hunting mode, as if they were in the wild, hunting and exploring their territory. And who knows, maybe they're also seeing something beyond what you can perceive. This all has to do with evolution. Over millions of years, cats developed this ability to survive. Hunting at night meant less competition, more chances of catching prey, and less danger of becoming food for a bigger animal. And even today, living in the comfort of your couch, that instinct remains incredibly strong. Now, as promised, I want to tell you something that will blow your mind. Recent research shows that cats are able to see ultraviolet light. That means they can see patterns and markings that are completely invisible to us. Flowers, insects, certain fabrics. All of this can look completely different to a cat's eyes. They see the world through filters that we simply don't have. And that's not all. They can also see traces of urine from other animals, markings left on objects, and even temperature changes in the environment. It's as if they're reading secret signs wherever they go. So, when you see your cat sniffing a corner of the house or staring at an empty wall, rest assured, they're seeing or sensing something you can't even imagine. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysterious world of feline eyes, hit that like button now, because it really helps the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and hit the notification bell, because every week there's a new video with more curiosities, stories, and tips about the world of cats. And of course, share this video with that friend who loves cats just as much as you do. Every cat lover needs to know what's hidden behind those shiny eyes. And before you go, don't forget to leave a comment. What does your cat do at night that most intrigues you? Has it ever woken you up with a strange and fixed stare? Did it ever jump out of nowhere as if it saw something you didn't? I'd love to hear your stories too. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, and keep an eye out. Or rather, keep an eye on your cat's eyes.